Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 7, I believe, of the Adobe Illustrator 2019 playlist. Let's just double check and make sure that this is part 7. I believe it is. Yeah, this is part 7. Alright, so what we're going to do is this is going to be an effect called Entangling Rings, and we're going to end up making the Tokyo 2020 Olympic logo at the end of it. So in order to make your rings look like they are entangled, which if you see on this awful picture down here, how the blue is above and then it goes below the yellow and so on for the rest of them, what we have to do is we got to create a couple different shapes. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your circle tool, which you're going to click and hold on the square tool in order to find the ellipse tool, and then you're going to click anywhere on the screen and you're going to do 3 inches by 3 inches, which is just a perfect circle that's 3 inches diameter. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to find or make another circle, clicking anywhere on the screen, just a single click, 2.5 by 2.5. Just like we did, so we're going to change some colors here. Let's make that one blue, let's make this one yellow or orange, just for now. What you're going to do is, just like we did on the last one, you're going to go to Window and you're going to go to Pathfinder, and we're going to use the -front command. Okay, so with both of these selected, as you can remember, whatever is above, if I have both selected and I do -front, it will cut it out of the back one. Alright, so moving this shape back over top, what this is going to do when I subtract or when I -front, it's going to cut out the center and it's going to make a ring that I can see through. Okay, that first ring is going to be a cyan color, so anything CMYK is probably fine. When I started this brand new one, I did change. I went to Art and Illustration, I went to inches, I went to 8.25 by 11, I changed RGB to CMYK, which is under advanced options, and I changed the raster effects to be 300 pixels per inch. Okay, so if you're seeing that I'm doing this and you're not getting the same colors that I am, it's because yours is probably on RGB and not CMYK. Alright, so anyways, we got one here. We also need to turn the stroke off on this, so we're going to have no stroke. It's just going to be a blue ring. If I make a copy of that, which is Control C, Control V, I now have a second ring that I can position in the bottom right corner. You can't tell the difference between these two because they're the same color, but if you take the second one and make that one yellow, which is your CMYK yellow, you'll see that the yellow is above on both sides. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to have one yellow ring, this is like an illusion, one yellow ring that is above the blue and one that is below the blue. So in order to make this one below, I'm going to right click, go to Arrange, and go to Send to Back. That's going to send it behind everything else. But I'm still going to line it up as if there's only one ring by putting these two yellows on top of each other. So again, the topmost one is above the blue, the bottommost one is below the blue, and you want them perfectly set up like this. Okay, now you'll notice that in the logo, let's zoom back in. By the way, I'm holding Alt and I'm scrolling up on the mouse, and that's what my zoom is, and scrolling down on the mouse will get you to zoom out. Alright, so you can see that right here the yellow is underneath the blue. So this one, and it's the opposite on the other side. So if the yellow is beneath the blue right here, what we need to do, whoops, sorry. Let's go back in here. The yellow needs to be below. What you're going to do is you're going to take a rectangle and you're just going to draw it over that full intersection like that. Change the color to something else, maybe like black, and then you're going to select two things. You're going to select this square and you're going to select this yellow. In order to select two things, you got to hold Shift. So now I have them both selected. And then of course we'll do another -front, which cuts out the top part of that yellow. So you have a full ring underneath and you have a cutout one that is on top. And that's what gives you the illusion, as long as you do not have any kind of stroke on there, because you don't want to see a stroke. That would make it so it doesn't look like an entangled ring. But that'll give the illusion that this goes underneath and then that goes above. Okay, so pretty easy stuff here. Not a long video, but I'm going to explain for my students what I want them to do for the rest of this. I want them to finish the rings by making a black, green, and red one that entangled just the same way that this logo does. And I want them to create the actual logo. So what they're going to do is they're going to create text, Tokyo 2020. You're going to find a font that is pretty close to that. And then you're going to use rectangles and rotating rectangles in order to create this in here. The only thing that I'm really going to draw your attention to is that this pretty much looks like a star on the inside, so yours should look like that as well. The outside's a little bit more random, so you can play around with those boxes a little bit and get them in a position that you think looks good. But don't forget that you can also, let's say that this is one of my boxes, rather than trying to find a color that's close to that, what you can do is you can have it selected and you can go to the eyedropper tool and you can click on this one here eyedropper tool, and click on this in order to match that color. So now you can see that this is exactly the same color. Okay, do the same thing for the text color. You can even do the same thing for the rings. All right, so last thing, once you create this logo, you're actually going to go a step further and you're going to make an Olympic gold medal, and you're going to place that logo on the medal. It should have a lanyard on it. The coin or whatever itself, the medal, should actually be a metal, color. And that'll be it for this project. All right, so I appreciate you guys watching. This was a quick one, and this is called Entangling Rings. It was number 7 in our Adobe Illustrator playlist. All right, thanks a lot. Hopefully we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.